A'ja Wilson had been waiting for months, dreading this exact moment, and now it had arrived. While Caitlin Clark stepped into Team USA's December training camp at Duke University, led by basketball legend Sue Bird, Wilson found herself staring at the news with disbelief and growing frustration. This was more than basketball. This was the moment where Clark, who had dominated headlines, endorsement deals, and fan admiration, was officially cemented as the most influential female athlete in the world, and Wilson was left behind. The contrast couldn't have been sharper. The same woman who spent months publicly mocking Clark's rookie season with her "I have a shoe to" campaign now had to watch Clark walk into the future, ready to define international basketball for the Wilson, sidelined, had no place in the spotlight, no invitation, no recognition. This was the reality that stared her in the face, a painful truth that had been months in the making. For Clark, this camp represented her first senior national team invitation as a professional player, a rare opportunity that separated the good players from the Sue Bird, Team USA's managing director, personally evaluates every detail during these intense 3 days. Every dribble, every pass, every leadership moment. Success here meant international stardom. Failure meant obscurity. Clark, with her exceptional WNBA record and growing global brand, was already in the spotlight, but this camp was her proving ground. Wilson's absence, on the other hand, spoke volumes. Every social media post she had made, every passive-aggressive comment about Clark's achievements now felt hollow. Clark's rise wasn't just about talent. It was about timing, professionalism, and impact. Wilson's envy had been building steadily, fueled by Clark's every milestone, from Nike deals to Time Athlete of the Year recognition. The world had moved on, and Wilson, despite her efforts to compete for attention, was watching helplessly from the sidelines. This moment set the tone for everything that followed. Clark wasn't just a rising star. She was a force, a symbol of the next era of women's basketball. And Wilson's frustration? It had only just begun. Caitlin Clark's arrival at Duke University wasn't just a routine training session. It was the announcement of a new era. The December Team USA camp is no ordinary event. This is where the future of American women's basketball takes shape, where the players who will dominate the global stage are handpicked, evaluated, and molded under the watchful eyes of the best in this. And at the center of it all, Clark walked in like she owned the moment. The camp was stacked with the most electrifying young talent in the sport. Paige Buers, making her senior camp debut, Juju Watkins, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, and Aaliyah Boston. All rising stars converged to test their skills, chemistry, and resolve. But all eyes were on Clark. Her rookie and sophomore WNBA seasons had already proven she could perform under pressure, lead a team, and deliver in high-stakes moments. Now, she faced a new challenge, proving she could dominate not just at home, but against the best players in the world. Under the leadership of head coach Carl Lawson, with WNBA coaches Natalie Nass, Nate Tibbetts, and Stephanie White running the court session, every drill, every scrimmage, and every interaction was an evaluation. Clark's leadership qualities, court vision, and competitive fire were under a microscope. This wasn't just about scoring points. It was about who could command a team, inspire confidence, and handle the scrutiny of global attention. Clark's chemistry with Aaliyah Boston, built over months in Indiana, became an instant focal point. Their partnership had been lethal at the professional level. Now, it could define Team USA's next decade. Meanwhile, veterans like Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum offered a contrasting perspective. Championship experience, international success, and wisdom were their tools. Yet even they recognized Clark's growing dominance. The camp was a proving ground, and every session made it clear. Clark wasn't just participating, she was setting the standard. Her talent, professionalism, and rising global influence made her the centerpiece of Team USA's future. Watching this unfold from home, Wilson's jealousy grew with every passing drill and every glowing evaluation. Every player's eyes were on Clark, and every coach's notes included her name. Wilson, who had spent months campaigning for recognition, could do nothing but see the world moving forward without her. The stage had been set, and Clark was already shining brighter than anyone had dared to imagine. As Caitlin Clark took center stage at Team USA's December camp, A'ja Wilson's frustration had reached a boiling point. Months of rivalry, passive-aggressive campaigns, and social media digs all came to a head as she watched Clark dominate headlines, capture endorsement deals, and command global attention. The I Have a Shoe Too campaign, once Wilson's desperate attempt to reclaim relevance, now looked petty and transparent compared to Clark's immediate cultural impact. Wilson's jealousy wasn't subtle. Each Nike announcement Clark made, each milestone she achieved, fueled Wilson's growing obsession. Clark's signature shoes sold out within hours. Her branded apparel created buzz across social media platforms, while Wilson's delayed campaigns barely registered. The world had spoken clearly. Clark was the athlete driving attention, influence, and revenue. Meanwhile, Wilson was left with hollow campaigns and empty captions about patience and timing, her attempts to compete looking increasingly weak. The breaking point came when Clark was named Time Athlete of the Year, the first women's basketball player ever to earn this honor. Fans celebrated Clark's incredible impact on sports culture, her ability to bring new audiences to basketball, and her leadership on and off the court. Wilson, unable to contain her frustration, ramped up her social media activity immediately. She liked posts questioning Clark's achievements, shared content claiming others were more deserving, and even tried to downplay Clark's financial success, claiming she earned equal appearance. But her words only revealed insecurity, desperation, and a disconnect from reality. Every new Clark milestone triggered another round of Wilson's public displays of envy. Clark's rookie season records prompted passive-aggressive interviews about veteran respect. Clark's playoff dominance elicited cryptic statements about championship experience. Even Clark's crossover appeal into golf and entertainment, where professional golfers invited her to celebrity tournaments, sparked Wilson's complaints. Every attempt to diminish Clark's rise only reinforced the stark contrast. Clark was a global force. Wilson was consumed by resentment. By the time Team USA's December camp began, the pattern was clear. Clark's professionalism, maturity, and team-first mentality shone under scrutiny. Wilson's ego-driven campaign against her had backfired spectacularly, highlighting not Clark's flaws, but her own declining relevance. The basketball world had moved on, and Wilson was left behind, watching as Clark ascended toward international stardom, unstoppable and untouchable. Caitlin Clark's influence stretched far beyond the hardwood. While A'ja Wilson watched from the sideline, Clark's name became synonymous with excellence, marketability, and cultural relevance. Her accomplishments on the court were just the beginning. Clark had become a global phenomenon, redefining what it meant to be a female athlete in the 21st century. Clark's endorsement deal, most notably with Nike, created a cultural storm. Her signature shoes and apparel sold out almost instantly, crashing retail websites and dominating social media discussion. Fans lined up for hours just to secure a piece of her. In contrast, Wilson's attempts to compete in the endorsement arena fell flat. Her I Have a Shoe Too campaign highlighted desperation rather than innovation, a stark reminder that Clark's appeal wasn't just about talent. It was authenticity, timing, and cultural resonance. But Clark didn't stop with basketball. Her crossover into other sports and entertainment created unprecedented opportunity. Videos of her playing golf went viral, earning invitations to celebrity tournaments and sponsorship offers from top golf brands. Clark's presence drew audiences from multiple sports, expanding her fan base and cementing her influence across industries. Forbes recognized her impact, including her in their prestigious 30 Under 30 list for her ability to drive business, inspire new markets, and create revenue opportunities. No female basketball player had ever achieved this level of cross-industry recognition at such a young age. Clark's media appearances further reinforced her dominance. She spoke at corporate events, shared insights on brand building, and appeared on business podcasts, demonstrating that her value extended far beyond athletic performance. Every word, every action positioned her as a leader both on and off the court. Her social media strategy was equally masterful, celebrating teammates, promoting the sport, and engaging authentically with fans, creating an image of a player whose focus was on growth, connection, and legacy. Meanwhile, Wilson's attempts to match Clark's influence only underscored the disparity. Her delayed campaigns, limited brand appeal, and lack of crossover opportunities exposed her struggle to compete in a world that had already embraced Clark. The contrast was undeniable. Clark had become a global ambassador for women's sports, while Wilson remained trapped in envy, her platform shrinking as Clark's influence soared. This wasn't just basketball supremacy, it was cultural dominance. Clark wasn't just leading on the court. She was shaping the future of women's sports worldwide, and Wilson's absence at Team USA's camp symbolized just how far she had fallen behind. Clark's rise was unstoppable, her impact undeniable, and her path toward international stardom already set in motion. The December training camp at Duke University is where reputations are made or broken. For Caitlin Clark, this wasn't just another practice. It was the proving ground where America's next basketball dynasty would begin to take shape. The camp brought together the brightest young stars alongside seasoned veterans, creating a high-stakes environment where every move, every decision, and every leadership moment were scrutiny. Head coach Cara Lawson led the camp with precision, supported by WNBA coaches Natalie Nass, Nate Tibbetts, and Stephanie White. Every drill tested players' skills, their chemistry, and their mental toughness. For Clark, the challenge wasn't just to perform. It was to dominate, to demonstrate that she wasn't merely a rising star, but the linchpin of Team USA's future. From the first warm-ups, it was clear Clark wasn't intimidated. She commanded attention with her confidence, her court vision, and her unmatched scoring ability. Among the group of rising stars, chemistry mattered as much as individual skill. Clark's partnership with Aaliyah Boston became an immediate focus. Their professional synergy in Indiana translated effortlessly to the camp's competitive environment. Boston's defensive prowess complemented Clark's offensive genius, creating a duo that instantly disrupted opponents and captured the attention of coaches. Each pick and roll, each alley-oop, and each fast break showcased a connection that seemed both natural and unstoppable. Veterans like Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum provided balance, offering guidance, leadership, and experience. But even they recognized that Clark's presence elevated the entire camp. She wasn't just participating, she was setting the standard, pushing everyone around her to raise their... Every move she made reinforced her role as the centerpiece of Team USA's next generation. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson watched from afar, her frustration intensifying with each report of Clark's flawless performance. Every highlight, every coach's praise, every teammate's admiration underscored the painful reality. Clark was thriving in a space Wilson had hoped to dominate. The December camp wasn't just an evaluation. It was a stage, and Clark was seizing it entirely, leaving Wilson to grapple with the consequences of her own envy missteps. By the end of the camp, the message was undeniable. Clark had solidified her position not just as a WNBA superstar, but as the face of America's international basketball future. Team USA had chosen its champion, and Wilson's absence only amplified the growing gap between. The proving ground had spoken. Clark was unstoppable, and the world had noticed. As Clark's star continued to ascend at Team USA's December camp, A'ja Wilson's attempts to compete for attention became increasingly desperate. The months of envy, passive-aggressive social media campaigns, and cryptic posts now painted a stark picture of a player struggling to maintain relevance while watching Clark dominate the global stage. Every effort Wilson made to steal the spotlight back only highlighted Clark's unmatched professionalism and influence. Wilson's infamous "I Have a Shoe Too" campaign had already backfired spectacularly. Her attempts to showcase endorsement deals and market presence paled in comparison to Clark's record-breaking Nike launches. Clark's products sold out in hours, creating cultural moments that transcended basketball. Wilson's delayed campaigns, on the other hand, struggled to generate buzz, and her repeated posts about patience and timing only emphasized the contrast. Fans and analysts alike began to notice the gap. Clark was shaping the future of the sport, while Wilson was fighting to reclaim a shadow of her former prominence. The situation worsened with Clark's recognition as Time Athlete, the first women's basketball player ever to receive the honor. While the world celebrated Clark's leadership, influence, and ability to attract new fans to basketball, Wilson responded with social media likes and shares questioning Clark's accomplishment. She even claimed equal financial success in interviews, a statement widely criticized as disconnected from reality. The public saw through these attempts, recognizing Wilson's behavior as fueled by insecurity rather than competitive spirit. Clark's rise wasn't just on the court, it was everywhere. She broke viewership records, drove unprecedented attendance at games, and attracted global sponsors eager to align with her brand. Her influence extended into other sports and entertainment, further elevating her status. Meanwhile, Wilson's frustration was amplified by her absence from the very stage that defined international basketball excellence. Team USA had chosen Clark not just for skill, but for vision, leadership, and the ability to represent American women's basketball to the world. Every milestone Clark reached underscored Wilson's decline. The envy, frustration, and attempts to undermine Clark's achievements only reflected poorly on Wilson. In the process, Clark's professionalism, humility, and team-first approach shone brighter than ever. While Wilson struggled with petty campaigns, Clark built a legacy, earning genuine respect, global influence, and an undeniable place at the center of women's basketball's future. Caitlin Clark's impact extends far beyond basketball. While A'ja Wilson struggled to reclaim relevance, Clark was redefining what it means to be a global female athlete. Her influence reaches across sports, business, and culture, cementing her as a true icon. Clark's approach combines skill, leadership, and authenticity, creating a connection with fans that feels genuine and lasting. Her signature Nike shoes and apparel sparked instant cultural moments, selling out within hours and dominating social media conversations. Clark's crossover into golf and celebrity events further expanded her reach, attracting fans from multiple sports and fix. Corporate sponsors and global brands recognized her unique marketability, investing in her as not just an athlete, but a powerful ambassador for women's sports worldwide. Clark's inclusion in Forbes' 30 Under 30 list highlighted her influence beyond the court, proving she could drive revenue, engagement, and cultural impact in ways few athletes ever achieve. Caitlin Clark's leadership sets her apart. She credits teammates, owns losses, and celebrates team success over personal glory. Fans see her authenticity, while Wilson's ego-driven campaigns highlight the growing gap between. With the 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics approaching, Clark is the centerpiece of American women's basketball. Her on-court chemistry with players like Aaliyah Boston and off-court influence cementing her dominance. Wilson's absence underscores the cost of envy. Clark's rise is unstoppable, her legacy secure. She has transformed from WNBA standout to global icon, inspiring fans, shaping the sport, and proving that talent, professionalism, and humility define true champion. While Wilson watches from the sidelines, Clark is already making history, and the future belongs to her.